Hello and welcome to Whisky Results. My name is Mark. This is review number 141 and today I will be doing a review of a sample I picked up as part of a Drinks by the Dram sample set that I put together. It's this thing here, it's the Koval 4-grain American whiskey. Koval is the first distillery out of Chicago after the Prohibition era in the United States. Bottled at 47% ABV. It is made with a blend of oats, barley, rye and wheat. The barley, I believe, is malted barley. So it's bottled at 47% ABV. Being from the United States, it will be natural colour. Because of bourbon laws, I think they probably just don't bother colouring a lot of the stuff. And we suspect it'll be non-chill filtered as well because it's at 47% ABV. But there's nothing really stated about that. But because it's an American high strength, we'll let them off with that one, unlike Scotch whiskey, I think. Retails online from places like Master of Malt, who I picked this sample up for. They retail it for £48.83. However, they're currently out of stock. And from Whiskey Exchange for £49.25. That is in stock at the moment. However, it comes in 500ml bottles. So for an average price for a 700ml standard bottle, it's looking at £68. This is a 2-year-old whiskey. For about 2 years, they say that they've been distilling it. If I quickly bring up the Koval website, which is the URL for that is koval-distillery.com. So what do they say about the 4-grain? It's 4-grain distilled from a mash bill of oat, malted barley, rye and wheat. The whiskey is aged in heavily charged new oak barrels from Minnesota. Bottled single barrel at 94 proof. Using state-of-the-art technologies, what those state-of-the-art technologies are, to achieve precise consistency and quality. The 4 grains define in depth with a banana nose, creamy palate, spicy finish, perfect straight or with a single sphere of ice. So it's a single barrel, bottled down to 47% ABV. They don't say that on the Whiskey Exchange. When you look at the facts, they don't say that it's a single barrel. Anyway, I digress. So 64 pounds thereabouts gives it a value score of 65 out of 100. I think this is probably the lowest scoring for value score whiskey that I've done to date. That is quite an expensive whiskey for something so youthful. Bit disappointing on that front, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to pour the dram. 2-year-old. Not really expecting an awful lot. It is, of course, Chicago, Illinois. It's in the north of the country. A bit cooler than the typical bourbon states that you would normally associate with whiskey. Tennessee, Kentucky, those kinds of places. Texas even. What more to say about it? Well, let's just get straight into the nose and tasting, shall we? So on the nose, it is bourbony. However, we're getting that vanilla chocolate cream that I pick up on Westland and also Bimber and on the one Daft Mill that I tried. It's that, it must be that char, the heavily charred casks. That's kind of giving that chocolatey note. But there's vanilla. There's, what else is there? There's some citrus, not an awful lot. There's a bit of spice going on there. Now I have read that people expect banana, or get banana, but I'm not seeing I'm getting any banana on this. But on the palate, that is actually quite something. It's quite nice. It's got some aspects of bourbon in it. vanilla certainly, a bit of caramel. It's a little chewy, syrupy kind of texture in the mouth. The alcohol is a bit nibby, as you'd expect for a youthful whiskey. But then you've got the chocolate on the palate. You're getting a bit more vanilla on the palate. It's got a sweetness to it, like a corn sweetness that you'd expect with it being in the mash bill, but it's not overly sweet like some bourbons can be, certainly at a higher strength. It's not bad at all. There's a artificial chemical taste to it that you can often pick up in certain bourbons. It's kind of not acetone, but it's that kind of nail varnish remover kind of vibe going on there. Still not getting any banana. I suppose I am getting something like an overripe banana chemical, but not the banana itself. Probably more the banana skin. It's bitter on the finish, oaky, spicy. It's got a pleasant enough taste, but as it's lingering, it's leaving a bit of an aftertaste that's not particularly pleasant. I think this is a bit too youthful. I think they could do with putting some of these casks in a cool, dark environment and just let it mature a bit more before bottling it, because you are getting a bit of raw alcohol in there as well. So, do I recommend this? Well, for an equivalent bottle price, £68 for 700ml, you're looking at 50 quid for the current 500ml bottle. A 2-year-old, yes, it's come from the US, so you've got those export charges to think about, but no, it's pleasant enough, but there's not enough going on. It's too youthful. It needs to be a bit more refined, I think. I'm glad I've tried it, but I will not be buying a bottle. I think that's all I've got to say about Koval. 4 grand. Laters.